Rookie running back out of Eastern Michigan is in the backfield with Roger Vick. Patton, number 20. Flick for Townsend, intercepted by Tom Flynn. Down the sideline, gets a block from Byron Hunt. He goes down the sideline. He stepped out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds at the 17.
Again, Tom Flick drops back, looks right. They're in his own defense, and they're double covering the outside man. Tom Flynn just cuts in front of him. It's off to the races, and a good job of blocking here by 57 Byron Hunt. He's pushed out of bounds before he gets to the goal line.
And all of that has been wiped out by a Giants penalty on the original play.
Tom Flick gets a second chance.
McNeil and Patton in the backfield. Harper and Townsend, the wide receivers. Townsend in motion. Flick with time, now being pressured. Hedden's got him and drops him at the 32-yard line. Andy Hedden in at left linebacker.
Watch it here. Andy Hedden is mirroring Freeman McNeil on the right side. He's watching Freeman. Freeman goes in the block. Andy comes up. He's there to make the tackle. Good job of watching the receiver not come out of the backfield, in fact making the tackle himself.
John Elliott, number 76, Giants second-round draft pick. Jumbo got his weight down under 300. Rutledge throwing to McConkey. He's got it! Touchdown!
Great catch by Phil McConkey. He's made 3 in this drive. Great pass by Jeff Rutledge and a superb catch by Phil McConkey.
The people's favorite, Phil McConkey, with his 4th reception of the game. 4 catches, 92 yards, touchdown Giants. And with 3:46 to go, the Giants looking to open a 10-point lead. And all his catches have been real good catches and well-run routes. Brownlee puts it through.
We'll see it again, I'm sure, on the replay, but every catch he's made has been full extension. Very difficult play. Here it is again. Jeff Rutledge looking for the receiver the whole way. He's man-on-man on the outside. He has his man beat, dives, great concentration, Rhodes in the end zone, touchdown. He's a winner. I'd be very much surprised with all the talent the Giants have on the receiver corps, they would not make this ball club with catches like that.
McConkey scores the touchdown. Timeout on the field. 3:46 to go, 4th quarter. Giants lead by 10.
Do you like...
Even without an injured Lawrence Taylor, the Giants attack Schrader from all angles, leaving no escape routes on the way to 6 sacks. When Schrader did have time to throw, the results were no better. After 3 futile periods of quarterback sacks, poor offensive execution, and turnovers, the Redskins found themselves chasing a Giants team that proved to be both elusive and confident. There was nothing to suggest that these Giants would be cut down to size, as the visitors from New York continued to stand tall in pitching this unexpected shutout. Then the sky opened up, and with the rain came a Redskin offensive downpour. 3 Schrader touchdown passes later, the Redskins had a remarkable come-from-behind victory on their road to the Super Bowl.
Stop. Joe Morris must use his ability to veer to the outside and to cut back to the inside to find gaps in that Redskins defense. Here, watch Morris take the pitch out to his right. He reads the flow and the pursuit of the defense to the left. Then, using his strong ability to see and change direction, Morris will cut back into the middle against that defensive flow and accelerating quickly into the secondary. Against Washington, Morris and Otis Anderson must not only be effective runners, but the Giants must also use them in the pass game to pressure those Redskin linebackers. The soft spot in the Redskin pass defense is in the middle at a depth of about 7 to 15 yards. With a double tight end formation featuring Zeke Moat and Mark Bavaro, the Giants can match the strength of their two outstanding receiving tight ends against Washington's weakness. Bavaro is one of the best at finding the open areas in the middle of the defense. He's a tough match for most linebackers in man-to-man coverage. In fact, he presents a mismatch, as you see here, against the Cardinals' E.J. Jr. Watch Bavaro set up Jr. with an outside fake before cutting to the inside, free of any defensive pressure. An 89 specialty is getting more yards after the catch. Few tight ends possess Bavaro's understanding of how to get open at the medium depths. But the Giants don't stop with one. Moat presents double trouble for a defense. On this play, the Cleveland Browns will attempt to cover Moat with a linebacker. Like Bavaro, Moat is a difficult matchup one-on-one for all but a few linebackers. The Giants' use of Moat and Bavaro in different formations may well force the Redskins to utilize their safeties to match up. And this could open up more areas for the Giants' pass game. I'm sure you can again.
13-0 deficit against the Redskins on Monday night did little to sweeten his sour disposition. But in the second half, Parcells' team lifted the clouds of despair with some big play heroics. Linebacker Gary Reasons and safety Tom Flynn teamed for a score on this blocked punt return. After Flynn's third blocked punt touchdown in the last 3 seasons, the Giants secured their first lead of the night. And once they had it, they never let go. The defending world champs found themselves on the ropes. And then they encountered number 52, Pepper Johnson, who delivered a knockout punch. Looking something like Carl Lewis after a steady diet of Dunkin' Donuts, Jim Burt, number 64, sealed a dramatic 27-20 comeback win, and the Giants served notice that they regained the form that won them a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. This Sunday, Super Bowl champions, a 13-point lead, then added new meaning to the old adage, what a difference a year makes. Last Monday night, the Giants had hoped to reverse their dismal form in 1987 by coming out smoking against the Super Bowl champion Redskins.
New year, guys. New year. This is one for us. New year. Here we go.
Despite their renewed enthusiasm, the Giants' nightmare of 1987 carried over into the first half of opening night 1988. Led by veteran Dave Butts and newcomer Wilbur Marshall, Washington made mincemeat out of the Giant offense. Meanwhile, quarterback Doug Williams picked up right where he left off in Super Bowl 22.
When we came in here at halftime, we just stressed to each other that we had to hang together, not panic, because they were playing excellent football. They were running the ball pretty good on us, and defensively, they were doing a great job against our offense. So we just hung together and made the plays.
Midway between the low snap. He's blocked, and it's blocked by Gary Reasons. Giants have the ball. They're going to score. Flynn. Tom Flynn. Williams looking for a receiver. Williams is hit. Free ball. Giants have it. Take it out of the air. Here comes Jimmy Burt. Burt is going to score. Jim Burt.
I'm saying, please no one catch me. I was hoping everyone was on the ground. But luckily, I seen the replay, and everyone was laying on the ground. So, and Mark May was chasing me. There's no way Mark May was going to catch me.
You slow! Hey, you slow! My legs are like, give me first, baby!
It was an important win for us. You know, I think it really meant a lot to us, and I think our play showed that it meant a lot to us, and we were going to hang in there till the end to try to win the thing tonight.
One game does not make a season. But in their stunning come-from-behind victory, the Giants served notice that they are not going to be the pushovers they were in 1987. A fact the Washington Redskins became painfully aware of last Monday night.
Of course, he doesn't give him the pass receiving that a Mowat does.
Second down and 5. No score. 11:23 to go, first quarter. Ingram left. Manuel in motion. And Sims across the middle. Touchdown. Lionel Manuel wide open.
When the Giants could get a little running going, then they're always much better passing. Here, Sims just goes back, boom, hits Manuel right on the post. I think that Lionel Manuel could be the most improved player in this Giant team this year.
Raul Alegre is on for the extra point. It's good. Bill Sims and Lionel Manuel after the fumble recovery, and the Giants lead is 7-0. 3rd and 4. Craig in a wing to the left. Young, fumble. Pepper Johnson.
I'll tell you again, it's that backside rush. That time it was Eric Dorsey, number 77, the left end. Watch him, he's working against Harris Barton. He's right here. But watch again, it's a backside. He hits Steve Young and he doesn't see him. Watch him, he starts outside. He's working on Harris Barton there, gives him a move, arm over. Look, Young has turned to that side, didn't see him. Whap! Put his helmet right on the 8, and the ball popped out.
Pepper Johnson gets the fumble recovery after Dorsey's tackle. Second Steve Young fumble, second turnover. And the Giants with a 7-0 lead have the ball at the 24. Now taken by the 49ers in anticipation of getting the ball back. But they might not. Just short of the first down. Mark Ingram came up a yard short, I think. We'll see where they spot it. At the 48. It's going to be 4th down. And now the Giants have a decision. Timeout.
Well, Bill knows that he's going to have to make the decision here. I'm sure he's going to go for it on 4th down. But he wants to talk to Phil Sims to see what play they want to run. You know, you don't want any signals. You don't want any mix-up here. You know, one, you decide, do we really want to go for it here? And 2, if we do, what do we want to run? Now, I think this is a
play fake into the flat Tom Rathman. And Rathman sends Perry Williams backwards. Now you get a close look at the Burr haircut, the old flat top of the Nebraska Cornhusker.
Yeah, he reminds me of the old 49ers. He looks like Gordy Salto used to look when I was a kid watching the 49ers play.
Reminds me of Jim Taylor at Green Bay when I was a kid.
You like those kind of hits when the guy, you know, I mean, you talk about things that go in ways that they don't normally bend. His head and neck went that way.
Leonard Marshall all over Tom Rathman.
Yeah, we were talking to play before.
3rd and 19, 2:23 to go. Roger Craig. Clipper Johnson. Barry Helton, in preseason, he begged Helton, just give me one reason to keep you on the roster. That's a short punt. McConkey at the 48. McConkey. No flags.
Bill McConkey had a big play Monday night against the Redskins. He comes up with another big one. Here's a guy who's too small, too slow, too old, too everything. But I'll tell you, he is a big part of the heart of this team. A guy who doesn't have anything. He's not strong enough, fast enough, quick enough, but he gives you big, big plays when you need them. Then if I can't do it that way, then I'd go for the field goal to tie.
Otis Anderson in with Maurice Cartham in the backfield, 2nd and 10. Sims, far corner, Manuel, touchdown! Seconds left. A leg raise extra point is good.
Watch Sims back here. He's watching Manuel all the way. Manuel starts to the inside, then goes back out to the corner. Watch him here. He's going to run a quarterback. You start up here. He brings grip into the inside, get him to react there, and then come back outside on the corner. You see, you got to sell him that you're going in. Here, start in.
To Lionel Manuel coming in right now.
The ball was snapped. He would like to get in the shotgun.
Montana, Rice, he's open. No flags are down. Touchdown. Put the towel away, and Rice stuns this crowd.
Somehow they're going to have to try and get the ball 2 or 3 times to Lionel Manuel. I think it has to be here.
This week, and if he looks like he's able to play, he'll play.
He's an impact player, and he plays like 3 people, so I think he's going to be a big help for us, this Sunday.
Before he suits up, Taylor's got one more request.
I would appreciate continued support from the Giants.
To the New Jersey Meadowlands.
Just don't let him get away from you. And play the game. Just keep playing our game.
Last Sunday, the Rams certainly played their game.
Sims in trouble. They hit him. Free ball. Looks like Rams.
Defense, Freddie, way to keep coming on him. Let's back up some more points.
We're going to run the wide me if it's a game on the sub the next shot. You got it?
Take the ball.
No, we're running the wide me what we worked on.
Oh, but we're going to take the ball.
Hey, Dorsey, we're going to run the wide me.
But see, every foot back, you run that ball.
Giant fans happy, and it's got to help a defense that's ranked 27th in the NFL. But to go along with his great playing ability, LT brings something else to the team. It's called spirit.
his emotional presence, I think, is big. You know, people say who's a leader, or this is a leader, or whatever. You know what a leader is? A guy who goes out there and makes some plays, and other people feed off of that. I mean, emotionally, I get fired up. The offense gets fired up when we see Lawrence make good plays.
The Giants' offensive line can use any lift they can get, for they've allowed 15 sacks this season.
Really, the offensive line as a whole really hasn't been the problem. We've had a problem at right tackle. I think probably two-thirds of those sacks have come at that position.
That tackle is number 76, John Elliott, a rookie. And it's not just the sacks. A heavy rush can be just as disrupting to a quarterback.
There's nothing worse than to go in and look at a film, and I've been hit the previous play, and then drop back the next play, and I'm thinking, okay, let's go, and I make a decision quick, and I don't make the throw, and then I look at the film, and hell, I had great protection.
If Phil Simms is bothered by the rush, you can just imagine what the Giants defense has in store for Mark Rypien, making only a second start in the NFL.
If I can get him to stare into my eyes a couple of times, I think that would be a plus for me. Kind of like Guy Pepper looking a little fierce right now. Maybe, you know, and look around the board, you see the dimness of all the guys' eyes and determination. Maybe we can take him away a little bit.
If looks aren't enough, Pepper has other ways of making his presence felt in this showdown.
We have to see who's ready to go the full 60 minutes of pounding. And basically, that's what it is when the Redskins and Giants meet. It's a big pounding match.
All right, let's go live to the booth and John Madden. John, what's the latest now with the Giants' offensive line?
Well, you know, Bill Parcells was just saying that he has to do something about that right tackle position, and he's done something, Brett. He's not starting John Elliott today. He's going to start Doug Riesenberg. Riesenberg is a second-year guy. Parcells feels that he has a little more quickness, and to go against Charles Mann, he thinks he needs that. He didn't think Elliott would have much of a chance today against Mann.
John, did you have an opportunity to chat with Lawrence Taylor?
I did. I talked to him last night, and I'll tell you, Brent, I don't know how he's going to play. But the night before the game, this was a fired-up guy. He said he lost 8 pounds. He thinks he's quicker than he's ever been. He said that his back is up against the wall. He's in a corner. He knows that everyone...
Lawrence Taylor back after his suspension, and Mark Rypien learned what it's like to play against LT in a big hurry. Second play of the game, he forced the fumble, led to a field goal, 3-0 McFadden kicking today. Doug Williams says, well, Mark, I could have told you that LT is tough. Doug, of course, on the sidelines recovering from his appendectomy, but Rypien in his second start hits Art Monk, who scores Parcells' team behind 6-3, but remember that Chip Lohmiller misses the first extra point attempt he tries in the game. It would come back to haunt the second-round pick of the Skins. Phil Simms working well with Odessa Turner, kind of a coming-out party for this second-year receiver of the Giants. Giants looking to regain the lead, and they do. Otis Anderson being used down at the goal line situation today, and Otis went up, and over for the touchdown. The Giants led at 10-6. Simms will throw, and he really overthrows, and Darrell Green normally makes this play, Tom.
Exactly, the kind of play he would have made last year and turned around, maybe turned the game around.
That type of heavy licks from the Skins, but threw for 231 yards. And did somebody say he also threw well? Yes. Here he finds number 86. Despite Dexter Manley's rush, Lionel Manuel makes the catch, and the Giants are on the move. And the drive culminates with the first career NFL touchdown. Hard to believe, but it is. Maurice Carthon, 5 yards, touchdown, 17-9 Giants at the half. In the third quarter, Simms to Odessa Turner. And Odessa makes the pretty catch on an awfully nice throw. The Giants led at 24-9. Turner was hurt.
And back with a vengeance after serving that suspension. Sacks Mark Rypien there. New York would recover and get a field goal. Timmy Smith plunges in from 1 yard out. And the Redskins are up 6-3. But Chip Lohmiller for the extra point. And Chip, boy, that's not even close. 6-3, the score stays that way. And keep that in mind, that missed extra point. Third quarter, Giants increase the lead. Simms to Odessa Turner, a nice over-the-shoulder catch. The Giants are up 24-9. But after a pair of Redskins touchdowns, they had a shot. Simms did have a great day. Chip Lohmiller, again, this for a field goal, and not even close. Looked like there was extra weight.
It's redemption for the 45-31 loss that they suffered to the Rams last Sunday.
You know, we wanted to spot in the Giants' schedule had a ride with 2 games in 3 weeks against the Lions. In the first half, though, Detroit was anything but soft. Benny Blades and the Detroit defense forced 2 second-quarter fumbles, which third-string quarterback Rusty Hilger converted to points.
The Giants rush 5. Hilger rolling right, now back to his left. He's all the way back at the Lion 40. He's going deep. Gary James open inside the 15. He's going in for a Detroit touchdown.
At halftime, the Giants trailed 10-7 and were booed off the field by the home fans. Linebacker Lawrence Taylor was quick to win back their favor. Taylor sacked Hilger 3 times, turning Rusty's thoughts from an upset to a more practical matter: survival. The Giants literally smothered the Lions, holding Detroit to a measly 13 total yards after halftime. And with Detroit's offensive flow clamped shut, Phil Simms turned the valves on the Giants' attack wide open.
Simms back on 2nd and 10. Here comes Eric Williams. He's knocked down, and Simms is going deep on a post for Baker. He's got it in front of a diving Bruce McDermott.
The Giants poured out 23 straight points in dealing the young Lions their 6th consecutive loss. It may yet be a while before Detroit grows up in the NFC Central, but playing a team...
First loss in Atlanta in 10 years. And then, as one would expect the Falcons to do, they shot themselves in the foot. Linebacker Carl Banks turns the game around. Giants beat the Falcons 23-16. Let's go to Atlanta. First quarter of the game. How off were the Giants? Check out Phil Simms. Now we have centered Bart Oates. He's the center. He says, "Come on, hey Phil, you're lined up behind the wrong." He says, "Will you get over here, dummy? I'm the center. I hike the football." Simms would finally get himself in position. Well, in the fourth quarter of the game, the Giants have gotten themselves now into a 16-16 tie. Hey, they had trailed big at one point in this game. Only a minute 30 to go. Hugh Millen in place of the injured Chris Miller. His first pass of the game is intercepted by Carl Banks, who goes 16 yards for the touchdown. So the Giants lead 23-16. But wait, the Falcons have gotten themselves in a position for one more big play. 9 seconds to go in the game. They trail 23-16. They need the touchdown. Hugh Millen scrambles. He rolls right. He throws on the Hail Mary. The pass is there, but out of the end zone comes Michael Haynes. Instead of making the catch and working his way into the end zone, Haynes is down at the 1-yard line. The clock runs out. The Giants over the Atlanta Falcons 23-16.
But a tough throw. 4th down, and the Giants with Hostetler under center and Landetta, the punter, in motion. Look at this. And they give to Roussan, and he has a first down. Oh, my.
Dan Reeves is going to say, "Hey, you're taking your pages right out of my book." There's Roussan heading upfield, and a gutsy call as he picks up the first down. But you're in an area of the field where you're not going to lose that much. That's, again, a vote of confidence for Bill Parcells' defense.
Far side and Lang near side for Denver. 3-all. Good deep kick. Lang. Oh, he's going to take it out. That's quite a gamble, and he loses at the 7-yard line. Solomon Miller got him. Now Denver will start deep in its own end. A hesitation by Lang and a gamble that was not warranted.
Simply a mistake.
Goes due on first down. Leonard Marshall was there first, and Jim Burt finished the job.
Well, we talked about wanted men. about putting those quarterbacks down. Been a while coming, but the Giants finally get there. Marshall grabs the shoulder of Elway. Burt there to polish him off, and all of Elway's idea.
5 remaining in the half.
Intercepted by George Martin. He's going to go all the way if Elway can't get him. 20. Martin has a touchdown.
George Martin's 7th touchdown, 6th from a defensive position, an NFL record, 78 yards. Talk about big plays. That was a huge play for the New York Giants.
And what a dramatic turnaround. It appeared that the Denver Broncos were going to have a chance to add to their lead, and suddenly George Martin jumped up and bit him.
Allegre's point after. 10-6 New York.
The interesting thing to me, Dick, about that run is that Martin wanted to lateral the ball. He didn't want to keep it as he headed down the sideline.
He had Lawrence Taylor behind him.
He had Taylor behind him. Here's the little fake outside. They're trying to just throw it to the out man here. Little flare outside. Martin jumps up. Great one-handed grab.
He was a basketball player in Oregon.
Now look at this. He wants to lateral the football. He's trying to lateral it to Lawrence Taylor. Elway gets a hold of him, and he just runs out of that block. Now Taylor says, well, you're going to carry it. Let me get a block for you. Billy Bryant, 64 down there, and gets one block. There's a second block down there, and Martin, without benefit of a gas station, carried it into the end zone.
The fans here at Giants Stadium roaring as they watch the instant replay. The Giants were one of only 11 NFL teams through the first 11 games not to get a touchdown on a return, make that one of 9, and now they've added theirs to the list of those who have scored on either an interception or a punt or kick return or a fumble. The Broncos at the 33 of the Giants. Elway has a man wide open. It's Mobley again. He fumbles, and the Giants have it. George Martin again. A flag is down back where Elway threw the ball, but it's against Denver. So the Giants decline. Giants get it back. The omnipresent George Martin gathers the pumpkin again.
Holding, number 60 offense. Penalties decline. First down.
Orson Mobley came in motion to the inside and then went back outside. Heads down the sideline. There's an assignment blown there as Mark Collins, the rookie, didn't see him stop until it was too late. But watch the ball bounce away here. Good hit on the inside by Carson, 53. That ball already gone. And there's faithful George with his hands on it.
His 4th field goal attempt. He's made 2 of 3. This is 42 yards. Can't hit it any better than that. So the Denver offense is 3 Carlos field goals, 32, 40, and 42. Timeout. George Martin, 78 yards for the score. Phil Simms goes to work. Deep downfield, and a flag intercepted by Foley. And Foley gets to the 44-yard line. That's an interesting call. The ball would not have been catchable.
We've got a Steve Wilson interference call downfield, and I think it's going to be marked as a completion. receiver breaking open was pushed by Wilson at the last minute, and I think that one is just going to be carried back.
Pass interference. Number 45 defense. First down.
I think Dan Reeves was saying there's no way in the world that even with that push the ball could have been caught. It was about 10 yards to the other side and intercepted easily by Foley.
He may be right about that, but the ball was way downfield when the push occurred, and I don't think the official could see whether that ball was thrown into the area or not. It happened early.
First down at the 48 of Denver. Joe Morris. Mecklenburg slows him down, and Dennis Smith gets him out of bounds at the 42.
Yeah, we've talked about the fact that Carl Mecklenburg moves around a great deal on that Denver defense. In fact, can play any of 7 positions.
Raul Alegre, he's hit one from 45 his last time, and earlier from 31. The Giants lead by 7. Allegre continues his excellent field goal kicking, 3 for 3 today, and with 10:07 left, it's 16-9 New York. Down the middle, open, and it's intercepted. Kennard, and Mobley makes the tackle at the 30-yard line. So Mobley was wide open, but Elway overshot the mark.
I think probably Terry Kennard would certainly be pronounced an all-pro on the season if he could always get that ball in his hands and catch it. He's dropped a lot of opportunities on the year, but he did not drop that one. Boy, the center fielder loves to see that one coming down the middle.
4th interception of the year. First down Giants at their own 30, and they give it to Joe Morris. And he has a first down. Out of bounds at the 44.
Elway's such a competitive quarterback. The minute that ball left his hands, I think he knew it was going to be at least touched by the defense, but didn't know whether it would be intercepted until you get the feeling there. And oh, he hates that. Every quarterback does, but I think the competitive one's the worst.
Again, the drought continues. Only 2 touchdowns in the last 6 games. 2 interceptions today, and one went for a touchdown the other way. George Martin, 78 yards. Sims. And down he goes. Carl Mecklenburg's first sack of the game. His 8.5 on the year. Look at Elway's numbers. 305 yards and yet no touchdowns. 2 interceptions. One of those, the difference in the game, 78 yards. Those are the hands of Bill Parcells as he watches the Broncos set up 4 yards away from a tie. Winder. Touchdown. Knocked out just a couple of minutes ago. Winder comes back in and scores behind Wilhite's block to make it 16-15.
Well, they asked him a lot of questions on the sideline. He must have given them the right answers. And in so many situations today, the Broncos have not been able to run the ball effectively. They finally get it down to the goal line, and I'm sure caught that New York Giant defense thinking they're going to throw the ball. Twice they ran it, successful both times. They get the touchdown, and now the crucial extra point.
Carlos is 33 for 34 this year. And that one ties it at 16. 1:55 left.
Running to his right, Winder has everyone out in front of him. Getting a good block from the tight end who moved over to that side, Clarence Kay. There's Wilhite with the final block. as he's able to spring him open. That's Terry Kennard, 43, that Willite was able to lock up on. And Winder just dipped up inside of that marker and out of the end zone.
73 yards in 9 plays. That was the sustained drive of the entire game.
And the only touchdown scored by either offense on the day.
So it'll be up to Phil Simms. He has all 3 timeouts left and a minute 55 to get the Giants at least into field goal range. Allegre has shown a length of leg. He has kicked one from 45 and 46 yards, which means that the Giants' target is the Denver 30 or thereabouts. Gilbert, Freddie Gilbert makes the play again. He's been naughty as far as that Giant line is concerned. He's in the cookie jar again.
3rd sack of the day as the Denver defense coming, not playing a passive role here at all. Joe Collier said, we're going to go after you. Brad Benson tackling him, couldn't keep him away.
And with it at 10. Simms goes deep down the middle to Johnson. And a first down at the 41-yard line. Deja vu. It was Simms to Johnson on 4th down last week at Minnesota that sent them into a field goal that beat the Vikings.
No huddle, and quickly Simms is upfield. He needs to get it down to about the 30-yard line.
Galbraith to the 48-yard line, and a flag is down. Clock shows 1:03, and it's still running. Oh, that is not a flag. Someone threw an orange out there. Looks like a yellow flag. That's the Giants' first timeout. There it is.
Yuck.
Well, I know a lot of players feel the same, get the same reaction as seeing that man throw the yellow flag, the real thing.
Parcells, I'm sure, just calming Simms down on the sideline, had an interesting conversation with him. He said, you know, that last week before the game against the Vikings, he said, you have been successful because of your daring and your aggressiveness. And he said, I scare those cornerbacks and those deep backs. He said, make them stay awake the night we play against them, or the night before we play against them. Well, Simms did it last week. He's thrown some excellent passes today, although he has not been as solid here in the early parts of this game as he was against the Vikings.
That 1 minute remaining. The ball is at the New York 49. Screen to Galbraith, flag down. Galbraith hit at the 44 of Denver. Clock stops with 57 seconds. Holding Giants. So instead of the ball in Denver territory, Bill Parcells will see the officials mark it back to the New York 39.
63 offense. Second down.
Nelson gets the call. Well, we talked about what happened last week, Merlin. Here it is.
4th and 17 yards to go. Jackson out. The rush is on, and Simms throws what has been called now the pass. Just as they used to talk about the fumble, they raved about it all week, and you can see why. A great pass to keep that drive alive.
Second down and 12. Deep down the middle. McConkey to the 15. Second down and 12. Deep down the middle. McConkey to the 15. Let the clock run. 32-31. They're in easy field goal range. 36 yards to McConkey.
Raul Allegre had a chance last week. He won the game for his team. He said he hadn't won a game since he finally got a chance at Indianapolis to kick an extra point, but that's unforgivable for the defense. Steve Wilson and Tony Lilly, the two closest men. McConkey splitting that zone. You can't let that deep receiver open when they've got that much space. And of course, Raul Alegre now saying, wow, 2 weeks, I got another chance here to have my team win a game.
One of the reasons that play was so wide open, Dennis Smith, the safety, was in on a safety blitz. You saw he was the man that was toppled high in the air by a blocker around Sims.
Tony Galbraith.
That opened it up.
Knocked him down. They had to blitz on. They did, and committing a man that way, obviously you'd expect single coverage downfield, but no one on McConkey as he found an open spot. There goes McConkey, and there are the two defenders. Well, that's the kind you weep over on the way home.
Ball is at the 16-yard line with 28 seconds left, and this is a matter of the Giants just setting up the field goal of Alegre, not taking any chances. Let the clock wind down so Denver has no chance if Alegre should miss.
And then
by 35, might be just under 35 yards, and the pressure now all on the back of the former University of Texas kicker Raul Alegre.
Now, if the Giants were to make a mistake, a bobbled snap, for example, they would not have a timeout here to stop the clock. So if this kick goes off as expected and is successful, they will feel that they did the right thing. But if they were able to bobble it, they would have another down, but no timeout to stop the clock.
Well, he was the star last week at Minnesota, and they put him stage center with a key light here in the Big Apple again today. It's really a little big story today. Little Raul Alegre's 4 field goals and big George Martin's 78-yard rumble. That's been the offense, and the Giants lead 19-16 with 6 seconds left.
And the harsh reality is you'll take them any way you can get them and mark them in the L column.
Our thanks to Constanza's Corps, helping the booth. Messrs. Miller, Sirkowski, Zipkowski, McLaughlin, Myron Hester, and Blackmore. George Martin. Oh, my. He is our most valuable player, sponsored by Budweiser. It was his 78-yard touchdown run with an interception, making a marvelous one-handed catch, and then racing down the far sidelines. That is the difference in the game today. 4 field goals and Martin's touchdown. Congratulations from Budweiser. The contribution to the United Way on behalf of all of the MVPs around the National Football League made by Budweiser in honor of their performances.
And every bit as hard-nosed a game as we expected, dominated by the 2 defenses, but the critical errors were the difference. And
that's usually reserved for Parcells, that treatment. 4 seconds left. Broncos do not try to run the ball. They get the ball down on change of possession. Jim Ryan receiving that bounding kick. And it's one last shot. Well, we were at Anaheim Stadium. It's never over until the last.
It's never over until it's over. And, of course, what you have to hope for here is perhaps an interference call deep enough down the field that it keeps the play from ending, the game from ending.
So a final desperation shot for Elway. He's got a strong arm. I'm not sure he can throw it 80 yards, though.
Perry Williams about 30 yards downfield. Elway will put it up.
Well, that won't get the job done. Sampson
is trying to get yardage for the field goal, but the game is over. They're out of time.
New York Giants win it 19-16. So the Giants assure themselves at least a tie atop the NFC East. And pressure now on Denver. Their lead down to 1 over the Raiders.
Park in San Francisco on a spectacularly beautiful Northern California night. Tonight it's the New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers, led by quarterback Joe Montana. Many think he's the best in the game, and he's certainly a medical marvel, having returned to action from spinal surgery only 4 weeks ago, and after being out of action, amazingly enough, for only 8 weeks. Tonight, the 49ers will face the Giants and arguably the best defense in the game today. The Giants are led by LT, number 56, Lawrence Taylor, and there is no argument whatsoever about his great talent. He's the leader, physically and spiritually, of this defensive unit, and he plays like all his defensive teammates with a total abandon. Tonight from San Francisco, it's the 49ers and the Giants.
To the right, aims it up high. McLemore, contact. McLemore fields the ball. Look out. He's hit. That is amazing. Trouble.
Irene.
McLemore is going to take another one back.
2nd and 11. Montana changing it off. Reads the blitz. He wants to go deep. Rice to the 1-yard line.
1st and 20. Miller in motion. Morris gets the give. Morris into Washington territory to the 40, the 30, to the 22. The toss. New York will receive. Ray Wersching to kick off on a gorgeous night in San Francisco, and here we go with a kick taken at the 3-yard line by Phil McConkey. And McConkey, who's been running back kickoffs steadily for the Giants since he was brought back from Green Bay, takes it out to the 29, and Ron Ferrari makes the stop. Phil Simms again goes to the helm for the Giants. Simms making his 45th consecutive start. The big man is Morris, and Carthen does the blocking. Robinson and Johnson, the wide receivers. Navarro is the tight end, and the interior 5 right there. From the 30 on 1st down, with Johnson going in motion, they start with Morris, and they start with a loss thanks to Carlton Williamson. The safety man came up to get into the backfield. 3-man front, Ford. Carter has been bothered by a bad ankle. He makes his first start in a month. Tuiasa Sopo goes to the outside. McCall, Ellison, Fonhorst, the linebackers, with McKyer and Griffin, the rookie cornerbacks, Williamson and Ronnie Lott, one of the best at free safety.
The key for that defense, they've had to move Dwayne Board over to the left side because of the injuries. He is more effective from the right side, and it will slow the 49er pass rush down this evening.
And Simms slowed down in the backfield, and a most auspicious beginning for the 49er defense with Milt McCall, number 53, getting the sack back at the 23-yard line. The Giants 4-11-1, hardly the terrors of Monday Night Football. This year they are 1-1 on Mondays. On 3rd and 17, with Simms stepping up and going deep for McConkey and hitting him in 49er territory at the 45. He beats Torrey Nixon, who's the nickelback. So in an obvious passing situation, with Board applying the pressure on Simms, he unloads, and McConkey beats Nixon for a first down, 32 yards.
Key from the shotgun, good pass protection. Simms steps right up. You can see the little out move, and then going right by Nixon is McConkey. Good move by McConkey, who actually, Al, as we recall, was released by the Giants early in the year, went to Green Bay for a while. We had him in a Bear game up there, and now he's back and he's paying dividends.
First down from the 45, and it's Morris. He's tackled after a gain of 1. The outside backer, 58, Keena Turner, in his 7th season out of Purdue, making the tackle.
Much stronger in their passing game, but they've been able to get the completion when they needed it. As witness their 2 winning efforts
last week against Denver and the week before that against Minnesota. It was saved by the passing game.
3rd and 9. Goldberg. Third down specialist, and it's tipped and intercepted by Jeff Fuller to the 35. He fumbles the ball, and the 49ers maintain it at the 42-yard line.
49ers have been getting the turnovers all year long. That is the 30th team interception. Let's take a look at Johnson trying to get deep, being covered there by McKyer, the rookie. And Phil Simms steps back, unloads it. McKyer goes up for the interception, deflects it into the air, right into the hands of Fuller. And Fuller coughs it up, but again, this is 49er football, and they covered and get the first down out over their 41-yard line.
And Joe Montana on first down, falling down was Tyler, and he gets back to the 45-yard line. So they re-sign Wendell, and he slips down, but is able to get up and carry for a couple.
In that penalty, they did not want to give Montana another third down, even though it would have been third down and long situation. Out trots Wersching, the field goal kicker. Showing you an awful lot of respect for Montana.
Wersching, a 30-yard attempt. The ball spotted at the 20-yard line. Mike Borowski to hold. And the kick is perfect. And Wersching, who had been erratic through the first half of the season, has been very consistent of late. And this drive ends with the 49ers taking the lead with 25 seconds to go in the quarter. And a 1st and 10 for New York at the San Francisco 47 with Johnson in motion. Again, the fake to Morris has been a decoy. Simms stepping up, throwing under pressure, as it picked off at the 26-yard line by Carlton Williamson.
There's one that Phil Simms should have never have thrown. He looked back across the field, and it was Bobby Johnson trying to get between 2 defenders. 49ers in a zone defense. And when you throw back across the field, you've got to have something on it. A defender can come from so far, but as you can see, under tremendous pressure, he dodged Milt McCall, got himself up there in the traffic. Dwayne Board was all over him, and he tried to squeeze it in between 2 defenders. Trying to get it to Johnson, and Carlton Williamson comes up with the 49ers. Next interception to bring them at 31 in the season. That's far and away the best in the league.
Second against Simms tonight, so they've picked him off twice, and Morris has been held to negative yardage thus far as the 49ers take over at their own 28. And Simms and the Giants offense trying to get regrouped. Montana with split backs, Tyler and Craig to the air. And shoots it out with a marker down well away from the play. Wendell Tyler made the catch at the 29, and there's a penalty flag way out at the 49. Good at following a turnover and converting, the best in the NFL at that, and now they're well over 100 yards in total offense tonight, but still trying to find the end zone. 2nd and 5. Rice makes the catch, touchdown.
That answers the problem. Great effort by Rice. Rice against Kennard, and it's strictly a timing pass as Parcells looks on. I knew that eventually Montana had to connect with something big, because if you don't pressure Montana, he's going to do it to you. And he just hung that ball up. Kennard trying to come from the middle, almost got there, but almost won't do it. And Rice kept the concentration, comes down with the football. But unless you get somebody in Montana's face, unless you get the hit after he releases the ball, because he is very difficult to sack the way he moves around.